The marks of a rational person. Day 113 on Fortitude Through Stoicism, and this is my 365-day journey of implementing the ancient philosophy of Stoicism into the life of this modern masculine man. The marks of a rational person. We've been talking about unbiased thoughts all month. How do we get there? Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. These are the characteristics of a rational soul. Self-awareness, self-examination, self-determination. It reaps its own harvest. It succeeds in its own purpose. Let's just sit down and get comfortable. We're going to dig in for a while. We are going to dig in because I love this one. And this one's easy for me a little bit because as a Sigma archetype, I'm very self-aware. So first, we need to look inward. We need to be critical. So how do we do this, right? How do we truly, and this is a painful process, I'll be honest with you, because when you start peeling back the curtains and looking for the blind spots in your character that you didn't know were there, it's painful. It's painful. It's gut-wrenching. I love personality profiling. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love all of them. Do them all. DISC, color code, 16 personalities, 5 love languages. I love even the BDSM test, the sexual deviancy one. I love taking all of these, and there's it's understand.me, I believe it is, or understanding.me has a whole host of these different personality profiling. But with the color code specifically, it breaks down your traits so that you can understand. Like, for example, my dysfunctional traits. What is it? Extremely, I call it high standards, but, impossible expectations, So I'm going to talk about that for a minute. I'm going to talk about what I would consider to be, or color code would consider it to be a negative trait, a dysfunctional trait. And let me actually look up exactly what it is. I want to be very clear because, oh man, I'm never going to find it in here, am I? I got stuff everywhere. All right, we're going to stay out of this. But what the term, the term that I think it says specifically in the color code is excessive expectations or impossible expectations. Now, I call it the Nick Saban. When they criticized Nick Saban for being too rough on his team, he said, well, I don't think that's fair. He goes, we set a standard of excellence here. And he goes, it's my job to get the kids on the bus that are going to buy into that standard of excellence, because high-performing people do not want to play with mediocre people. Mediocre people don't get along with high performers because they don't take their shit, their excuses. So I call it the Nick Saban. But because I understand how that is perceived, right, personality, I'm able to soften that approach, right? I'm able to dull the tip a little bit so that it doesn't cut so deeply, right? Now, self-examination. I'm very critical of myself. I do an after-action report every single week on my week, and I send it to a mentor director of mine. And I put in there my notes. I've got to be honest with you. The weeks when I had all wins, it's like this short. The weeks when I took a loss or didn't execute at the level I believed I should, let me tell you something. I'm writing a paragraph in there because I'm going to tear apart every nuance of my performance. I'm going to look at my open. I'm going to look at my preparation. I'm going to look at my execution. I'm gonna seek guidance from those that were around me. Where did I miss? How did I miss? It's not about ego. It's about getting better. It's about getting better. And you can't get better unless you have real critical conversations with yourself. You have to understand your shortcomings. You have to understand your strengths. And for me, I understand my strengths. And when I'm in that lane, I'm in that lane. I will also be the first one to admit I'm not qualified to do that. I'm not qualified to do that. That's not in my skill set. I will delegate things that are not, because I do not have an ego. I'm not gonna, sit there and go, grr, I got this, No. I understand who I am. I understand my strengths. I understand my weaknesses. And I'm not going to put all this time and effort into raising the bar on my weaknesses. Why? Because overall, what kind of impact is that going to have in the big picture? Very, very little. But if I focus on my strength, what kind of impact will that have? So what does that mean, Shawn? All right, okay. Let's use money, because that's easy. It's a real easy metric to follow, right? I am not qualified to clean my house. I'm not. Someone can do that much, much better than me, because I can't get down on my knees. I mean, I'm all beat up and broke, and I can't reach certain things. And quite honestly, it's not something that I enjoy, so I wouldn't put all of my effort into it. So someone can clean my house for $15 an hour. My billable rate is $595 an hour when I walk into a client just to have a conversation. There's a good chance that the person that can clean my house doesn't have the skill set to walk into a $26 million company with no financials and have to recreate them from bank statements for locations all across the country, right? I can do that. So if I put my focus and energy into elevating that skill set, well, I can work 1 hour and produce this much revenue, or I can work 1 hour and produce this much output, which is going to suck anyway. Self-determination. Because we're going long today. Self-determination. We must make our own decisions uninhibited by the biases of others and popular notions and opinions. I have a life plan I talk about all the time, and there's a period in the year where I kind of block out. I get off, I call it a sabbatical, I walk about, I go dark, whatever you call it. But it's when I block everyone out and I get really crystal clear on the next 12 months of my life and adjust my 5-year plan. Get really crystal clear, because growth happens. I've been growing so fast, I've had to adjust the damn thing. But during those 2 weeks, that's my time to really look inside first, right? Inside. Self-awareness, self-examination. And then based on my competencies and my goals, I set the direction, I set the navigational beacon. And I'm going to give you an example. Here's the difference. I'm using the sauna as an example for self-determination. There are 2 types of people that go in the sauna. People that go in the sauna, again, it's a difficult environment. It's nearly 190 degrees. It's, after a workout, typically, you're fighting for breath. I set a timer when I go in there, because I set a goal. So when I'm in there, I'm completely at peace. I meditate. I do the Stoic app that I meditate to. Completely at peace. Now, those that don't set a goal, okay, self-determination. Those that don't set a goal, they go in there and you can see they start to panic a little bit. They start to fidget. They look at the guy who came in after him like, oh, he's still in here. Oh my God. Then they stand up and they go and they start pacing. I already know they're done. They're checked out. They're fighting the battle in their head, but they already lost the war. They don't know it. They're fighting the battle, but they already lost the war. Because they're thinking to themselves, was I in here long enough? Did I push myself enough? So they're having all that other guy came in after me. And I can see him, because I look at him, right? I watch this stuff. I observe this stuff because I'm aware. Because I see the battle. I can read the body language going on. I don't have that problem. I'm in there, my ducks right across the water, gliding across. You don't see a damn thing. Why? Because I know that I have a goal. And I'm not leaving that fucking sauna until that buzzer goes off. So it doesn't matter. I'm going to focus on my breath. I'm going to focus on my stillness. I'm going to focus on what I can control. And I'm not going to have that fucking battle in my head that I watch going on. Oh my God, no. Lord, no. But that is the same thing in everybody's life without goals. It's a constant battle. Did we do enough? Did I push hard enough? So first, we got to know who the fuck we are, right? We got to know who we are. What do we have inside of us? Then, as we start to execute, we need to examine our progress and our process. I write process every day for my business and life. I write process, and as a matter of fact, I was just on my executive assistant adjusting my process because I found that I could shave 30 seconds off of my opening process by making sure I had the right setup. So when my assignment came in, I could execute and shave 30 seconds. I'm fighting for 30 seconds in a day. That's what I do because that will play out many, 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 many times, and that'll accumulate. I'm collapsing time. Through self-examination. That's why I keep a personal set of metrics. I keep pages and pages and pages of metrics. Everything from how many flights, billable hours, how many states I've been in, cash collected, win rate. I mean, I have, how much I spend on my per diem spending, my food allowance. Like, I literally track everything. Everything. Everything, because how the hell can you get better unless you know what the mile marker says? You don't even know what direction you're going in without a roadmap. First off, without a plan, you don't know which way you're going. Without any metrics, you don't know how far you're going. You don't know what you're doing is working or not. Without them goals, you're going to always battle in your head. Is this enough? Is this what I want? It's going to be a struggle. So for me, I don't need to worry about that. And I'm a stoic before I even know it. But it's true because this is everything in life. This is it right here. This is the secret sauce. Self-awareness, self-examination, and self-determination. But here's the secret, guys. I know we're 12 minutes in this motherfucker already, but here's the secret. 99.99% of us cannot do this alone, including me. I have paid coaches. I have spent so much money on coaches over the years. Fuck, I wish I spent more. Because the investment, you will never, ever, ever, ever get a better return on anything in your life than when you invest in yourself. Have an awesome motherfucking day.